Hey, what's up guys, it's Chris with 7th Day Films, and today I'm going to be doing a tutorial request for geoffjak. I probably pronounced that wrong, but here's the effect he's wanting to achieve. Now this tutorial is going to be a little bit more advanced than my previous tutorials, but the first thing we need to do is create a background image with all three of these video files on it as a template for it to make it easier on us to create this effect. To do this, we need to go up here to track motion on the first event, set it to 220, and we can mute these two. Now you see we got the small video file right here. Just go over here and move it over to the side of the screen, so right there. Then unmute this one and do the same thing. You can set this size to whatever you need it to be for your video, but for mine it's going to be 220. Then do it on the third video file. And move this one over also. As you can see, we're left with a background that looks like this. Now go up here to save image. Just save it as the default. Now we'll import it right here for you. Now we can delete all these tracks and drag this one down. This will be the base track for the video, the template, to make it easier on us to create the effect. Then we need to drag all these onto it. We can get rid of the audio files. Well, you'll probably need it in your video, but we don't need it for this one. Okay, once you have all the video files, I'm just gonna trim these to 5 seconds each. Okay, now we're ready to begin. You need to mute these two tracks, just as before. And then we can drag these over. Drag this out just a little bit, and then go to track motion. Now I need to set it to 220, and then drag it over to right here so it's on its side of the video file. Okay, now we can start editing it. Go right here until you get to the start of video file over here. You can zoom in on this. Okay, and then add a keyframe. Now I need to go over just a little bit, and then set the size to 720, the original size, and then drag this back over so your video file is in the center of the screen. Then go to the end of the file, or almost into about right there, create another keyframe, and then go to the very end of the file. Now I need to set it back to 220, and then move it back over into its spot. Just like that. Now this is what we're left with. As you can see, it zoomed out, then it zooms back in. Now let's repeat the same process for the following two video files. Go to track motion on the second one, set the size to 220. And this one we don't have to move anywhere since it's already in the center. So just scroll over to the start of the video file. Create a keyframe. Then go over just a little bit. And then set the size to 720. Then go to the end of the file, or almost end. Create another keyframe. Now go over to the end of it. And set the size back to 220. Something went wrong there. Okay, now I this one completed too. Then again, just repeat the process for the third video file, or how many ever video files you want. We'll have to set the size to 220. Now I need to move it over in its spot, so it's in the center frame. Okay, once you have it in a spot, scroll over until you get to the start of the video file. Create a keyframe. Go over just a little bit and set it to 720. And then move your video file back in the center. Now it's in the center. Now scroll to the end of the video, or almost end. Create another keyframe, then to the end of the video file, and set the size back to 220. Now just move it back in its spot. And you've got the third one completed also. You can do this for how many ever video files you want on screen. I just did 3 to make this tutorial short. And I explained everything good enough. It took me a while to actually get this right. I had to find out a way to keep this tutorial short while having the effect and keeping it easy to create. But anyway, that's the effect. I hope it's helped you and hope it answered your question, geoffjak, if that's your name. That's it for this tutorial. I'll see you in the next one.